All right, let's dive into a massive topic, AI in medicine. But, forget all the sci-fi stuff for a second. We're going to look at something way more real. How the doctors of tomorrow are actually being trained right now to work with these incredible new tools.
So, let's just get right to it. The big question. The one that's probably on your mind because, let's be honest, it's the headline we all see. It's the one that makes you feel a little uneasy, right? Will an algorithm be your next doctor? Look, it's a totally fair question, and it is exactly where we have to start.
And to get a real answer, we're not just going to guess or speculate. We actually got our hands on something pretty cool, a real university curriculum for medical students. So think of this as our guide, our way to separate all the hype from what's really happening, how the medical world is actually getting ready for this huge technological shift.
Okay, so first things first. Before we can even really talk about the future, we have to tackle the biggest myth of them all. We've got to dismantle this idea of the robot doctor. And right away, this is where the curriculum takes a fascinating turn. See, the myth, the story we all hear, is about replacing physicians. But the reality? What they're actually teaching future doctors? It's completely different. They're framing AI as a clinical assistant. The whole conversation just flips, right then and there, from replacement to partnership. And this leads to a really crucial change in how they even talk about it. Get this, in the curriculum, they often don't even say artificial intelligence. Instead, they use the term augmented intelligence. Just that one word change, it says everything, doesn't it? It's all about a partnership model. The whole point is to enhance a doctor's skills, to basically give them superpowers, not to make them unnecessary. Okay, so if AI is going to be this new assistant, how in the world do you train doctors to work with it? Well, this is where the curriculum gets really practical and moves from just theory to some very structured hands-on stuff. And the way they do it is super methodical. They break it down into these clear steps. First, just like we did, they debunk that whole replacement myth. Then, students really get their hands dirty. They dive into how these algorithms actually work with data, they get to play around with real-world AI tools, and, this is so important, they are trained from the very beginning to think critically about the risks and all the tough ethical questions that come along for the ride. But look, this isn't just a bunch of theory for the classroom. To make it totally concrete, let's look at where these AI assistants are already working in clinics, right now. Take radiology, for example. You can train an AI on millions and millions of scans. It gets incredibly good at spotting the tiniest signs of a tumor or a hairline fracture, and it flags it for the human radiologist to review. It's kind of like having a tireless second set of eyes that never gets tired, which just boosts both speed and accuracy. It's pretty amazing. And you see the same kind of partnership in pathology. An AI can scan a super high-res digital slide and instantly point out any potential problems. This means the pathologist can zoom in with their expert eye right where it's needed most. It just makes the whole thing so much more efficient. Or how about cardiology? An AI can watch ECG data as it's happening in real time and catch these really subtle arrhythmias, those tiny irregular heartbeats that a person could easily miss. It's just a perfect example of what AI is so good at, sifting through mountains of data to find that one critical signal in all the noise. But, and this is really important, this training isn't just some big sales pitch for technology. Not at all. A huge chunk of the curriculum is all about taking a very clear-eyed, balanced look at both the incredible promise and the very real risks. And the promise is, well, it's immense. On one side, you have the efficiency stuff, getting diagnoses faster, cutting down on errors in those day-to-day tasks. But on the other side, you're talking about pushing the absolute boundaries of what's possible in medicine. We're talking about helping doctors spot super rare diseases or even designing personalized medicine that's tailored just for you. But then, the curriculum really forces students to stare the risks right in the face. Things like algorithmic bias, garbage in, garbage out. If the data it learns from is biased, its answers will be biased. Then there's patient privacy, which is huge. And the very real, very human risk of doctors just leaning on the tech too much. And maybe the biggest question of all, how do we make sure this amazing technology doesn't just widen the gap between the healthcare haves and have-nots? Which brings us to one of the thorniest questions they have to deal with. They actually stage a mock trial to debate this. So picture this. An AI messes up and contributes to a wrong diagnosis. Who's liable? Is it the doctor who trusted it, the hospital that bought the system, the tech company that built the algorithm? Yeah, there are no easy answers here. And the doctors of tomorrow are being trained to navigate this absolute legal and ethical minefield. So what's the takeaway from all this?
Which is this new way of training doctors tell us about the future of your healthcare? Well, everything seems to be pointing in one clear direction, a powerful new kind of partnership. And really, this is the ultimate vision they're teaching. The core idea is pretty simple. It's like a new division of labor. Let the AI do what machines are just better at, crunching massive amounts of data and handling routine stuff. And what does that do? It frees up doctors to focus on what we humans are best at: complex problem solving, talking with patients, and empathy. The goal isn't to replace the doctor, it's to let them be more human, not less. Which really brings us to this powerful final thought. The whole point of AI in medicine isn't to make healthcare feel cold and artificial. It's the exact opposite. It's to use this incredible technology to clear away all the tedious stuff, giving doctors more time to actually focus on their patients. And in doing that, maybe, just maybe, it can help make healthcare feel human again.